Went to the Chris Brown concert Monday in Houston. It was at the baseball stadium. I hate it when we got to compare artists. Like, is Chris Brown or Michael Jackson better? Is Chris Brown or Usher better? I just want to enjoy the concert. I don't go to a lot of concerts. This is the best concert I've ever been to. Chris Brown is today's GOAT. I don't know about all time. He's today's GOAT. I'm going One, the concert's 2.5 hours. Chris is on stage for 2.5 hours. So it started at 7. Chris went on about 8:30. He got off at like 10:50. 2 hours and 20 minutes of nothing but hits. I knew every song. And every time a song comes on, I go, oh, I forgot about that one. Oh, I forgot about that one. I was like, how many hits does this guy have? And then when he went to go change clothes or he took a break, they were playing songs that he wasn't performing that night that was still hits. Because he's been a feature or he's sung with other singers on songs. And so I'm going, when does this end? Okay. Hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. Then we all know he's flying around the stadium, right? He's all over. At one point, he was flying around this baseball stadium upside down singing. And it sounded just like the radio. I was like, okay, he wins. He's the GOAT. I'm not saying it all the time. I don't know all the time. I know for right now, he's the GOAT. Okay, so then he performs for 2 hours and 20 minutes. There is wardrobe changes. He's flying around. He's dancing. He's singing nothing but hits. Sounding just like the radio. He's not lip syncing. The brother's singing. Then he goes to an after party. I was like, I'm tired from watching the concert. He performed. And I wasn't going. I was not going to the after party, but we went with some friends. They called, said that we can get us in. I don't think I would have had an issue, but I didn't want to be embarrassed either. They said, nah, we're good. So we go, we're sitting there, and then, Chris gets there about 1 a.m. I mean, and I looked over, he's just vibing, having a good time. And I'm just going, what? You're going to do this again in 2 days? Thinking we're going to Phoenix next? I was like, bro, I woke up the next day, wore out. Granted, did have a couple drinks. I wouldn't say drunk, but I had a couple drinks. I don't drink that much anymore. So about 2 or 3, I'm waking up like, but to me, and when I was talking to D'Amico Ryans, the head coach of the Texans. He was in the same suite that we was in. Did I just flex a little bit? I think I did. I was in a suite it's funny because I'll post a video of the concert. And people are like, damn, you got the nosebleeds. It's so bad I want to be like, I'm in a suite, Playboy. A suite. Right? And I had them turn on Monday Night Football. That's how much a football fan I was. So I'm watching Chris, and I'm watching the Vikings and Bears. I'm watching Chris, I'm watching the Vikings and Bears. But D'Amico was in the suite, and he said, I said, I think he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT right now. And D'Amico's like, what about Usher? And I go, ooh, I didn't think about that. I said, I'll take Chris over Usher. He said, did you go to the residency in Vegas? I said, nah, I didn't. He goes, you might change your mind if you would have saw that show. I go, that's fair. That's fair. See? We had a difference of opinion. D'Amico said Usher. I said Chris Brown. Doesn't mean I don't like him. Doesn't mean we can't hang out. We just had a difference of opinion. I root for the Bengals. Pretty sure D'Amico roots for the Texans. We're allowed to have difference of opinions, people. So, that concert, I ain't never seen nothing like it. Nothing. It's just, so to all the Chris Brown fans, to all everybody, I'm just going, yes, I saw it in person. The motherfucker sang upside down. I'm going to say it one more time. The motherfucker sang Upside Down, and it sounded good. Up front, hold on. Upside Down, 500 feet in the air. He's at the top of the baseball stadium, upside down, coming down, singing. Tell me how you're supposed to breathe with no air. I don't even know that was the song, but I was like, oh, he different. And then he showed up at Afterparty. What is he on? That's all I want to know. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing concert. You know, my girl said she thought Beyonce was the best, which I understand. I think women might say that. I think that's more of a girl power thing. I can see how some women would be like, no, I'll take Beyonce over Chris Brown. But me, I say Chris Brown. I've seen Beyonce in concert. She's dope. She's great. Yeah, Chris Brown. See, I saw Prince. I wouldn't say a concert. It was a concert. It was like he was doing these pop-up shows in LA back in like 98. And it's for the internet and all that stuff like that. There was no social media. I mean, there was internet, but not social media. And it would get announced. I don't even know how it got announced. People were just finding out Prince is here tonight. He's here tonight. Packed. And he was at the Key Club in LA. And I knew one of the security guys there. So he called me down, and I went up on that balcony area of the Key Club. And Prince came out, and it was great. I'm so glad I got to see him perform, but he did like an hour of songs I never heard of. He was just like, at one point I thought he was tuning his guitar, and then he was just trying riffing, he was trying new songs, but then when he got to some of the hits, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Chris Brown was just doing hit after hit after hit after hit after hit and another hit. I was like, oh my, I didn't even realize how many songs this brother has. But yeah, that to me was the biggest difference. Now, if Prince would have done hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit, maybe I would have felt something different. But you know, that I never saw Michael Jackson. Now, the only thing that Chris Brown did that was Michael Jackson-esque was some more used to do a joke about Michael Jackson was in concert somewhere in Europe, and he got on stage and stood there for like 10 minutes and didn't move, and the crowd just went fucking nuts. Just the sight of him. He didn't say a word. He didn't blink. He had sunglasses on. No music started. It was just, they saw him on stage. He stood there for like 10 minutes, didn't move. And Samore did the joke about, if I was going to stand there for 10 minutes, you guys would have booed me off, saying whatever. Chris came out very similar, where he came out and he was just silent for like a minute. Not 10 minutes, but like a minute. And the crowd, the way they bring him on stage, the anticipation, it's like they got this big 10, 9, 8, 7. It's big. The numbers are popping up on the screens. And then they do this whole montage of his career and everything. And then, of course, the sparklers, the light shows. And then Chris just pops up on the stage. And he stood there for like a minute. And I was like, that's the only time during that concert that I thought of Michael Jackson. Because I think that's the comparison, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. Because they're both, the way they dance, sing, child stars to now. I think that's the comparison. But they're both just amazing. Let's just enjoy both. I don't have to be like, Chris Brown's better than Michael Jackson. We'll never know. And nobody's ever going to change your mind during arguments like LeBron and Jordan. But that was the only time I said, oh, that was almost some Michael Jackson shit right there. The way he just stood there quiet. If I was Chris Brown's people, just to have fun, every concert I'd be like, see if you can go longer than last night. See if you can. Last night you were in Houston. You was on stage for 61 seconds. I'd be like, okay, the next show's in Phoenix, 62. And then the next show, wherever it's at, Chris, see if you can stay for 63 seconds. See how long you can get. Because I don't think anybody would move, and I don't think anybody would care. I think they'd still be going nuts. He's that good.